What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Redline Racing Garage. So right now I got the 8th gen loaded up and we are headed to see Eric Levine, the tuner. We're gonna try to figure something out to make this thing run 10s. That's the plan. We have a couple of ideas which we're gonna be trying out. We'll see which one's gonna work best to make this thing run 10s. And I'm gonna have to say, guys, basically this is the last straw for the 8th gen. I'm really fed up. This thing has been kicking my ass ever since last year. Been trying to make this thing work and work and work, putting so much effort, time and money into this car, and it's just not having it. So last straw guys, last straw for the 8th gen. If this doesn't work, that's it. We're gonna be scrapping this thing. We're gonna be basically stripping everything out of it and moving it to something else. And the chassis, well, the scrapyard's gonna be waiting for it because like I said, that's the last straw guys. With the 8th gen, with the EG, the EK, these chassis is where it's at guys. Like, I'm trying to push this 8th gen chassis to make this thing go fast, and not a lot of guys do it. So I've been trying to push this thing, push the 8th gen platform, but I don't know, I'm starting to have second thoughts. I'm gonna say this once again, this is the last straw for the 8th gen. If this doesn't work, we don't run 10s this weekend, that's it guys, that's it. Next racing season, that's pretty much gonna be it for the 8th gen. So we're headed there. Like I said, we have some ideas. We're gonna be trying to figure something out. We're gonna put it on the dyno and basically just run through the map, make sure everything is working perfectly. I'm gonna put all my effort and everything that I can do to make this thing run 10s this weekend. I'm gonna do it today. We're gonna do everything in our power to make this thing run 10s. That way, when I look back, I won't regret anything and say that, oh, we could have tried this, we could have tried that. No regrets guys. This is it. We're gonna make this thing run 10s or not. That's it. So basically, let's see what we can do. Stay tuned guys. All right, so we have two options. Number one, we can put a smaller wastegate spring in there, put a boost solenoid, do boost by gear. That's one option. And then the second option is, I did get these from Fuel Tech. These are the VR/Hall converters. So this basically converts the signal into a digital signal, what Fuel Tech likes and can read. So we're basically thinking, install these and then run a speed sensor in the back from the ABS sensor, and then a speed sensor from the front, and then we will delete the speed sensor from the transmission. This way we can hook up the traction controller on the Fuel Tech. So this way we can do ignition cut when it detects spinning, and then basically the front and the back speed sensors will be working together, and then I can also do some adjustments on the slip on the traction controller. So there's two options. Now let's get this car unloaded. Let's go inside, let's talk to Eric, see what he thinks, which option we will be going with. And either way, once we choose an option, we're gonna get that stuff in there, put this thing on the dyno, just recheck the map and everything, then we should be good to go. So stay tuned guys. All right, so we're gonna be going with the traction control route, option number 2. And we're going to be installing these converters, getting a speed sensor on the front and a speed sensor on the back so they can communicate with each other. Like I said, we're going to be also deleting the transmission speed sensor. Going to get these guys on and then put this thing on the dyno and see what's up. All right, so yeah, I know it's a little bit messy, but I basically zip tied the two converters. Then we have the lines going out. So we're basically going to be sending the signal wire to the back ABS sensor, and then the second one, basically we're gonna be stealing the signal from the front ABS sensor, and then we have some power and ground, and then one wire, this one here, is gonna go to the ECU. So we gotta find a output on the Fuel Tech ECU, but yeah, so right now I'm just working on that. So basically over here is the back ABS sensor, so I'm going to cut into that and then basically go and steal the signal from here. So I'm we're gonna do that, and then under the car, we're gonna head under the car and then do the front ABS / speed sensor. Alright, so I got the front ran through and connected to the front ABS. Just doing a quick oil change as well, just before we finish up the wiring in the front and hit the dyno. You can see it's milky as hell. Look at that. That's what the ethanol does to this oil. Breaks it up really bad. Alright, got the ground all wired right there, and also have the signal wire going into the ECU right here, all in there, so everything is tied together. Now let's find out if this actually works. Alright, let's put this thing on the dyno. Mother. Last one. Oh, last try. Good. All right. So got the car on the dyno. Let's find out if this traction controller will work. So basically how it works is when it detects slippage, it's going to cut ignition, and then we should be able to get a to B pass with limited slipping. So hopefully this works. Not really sure, because with the fuel tech it gets a little bit iffy, so we'll just have to find out. Everything is wired the way it should be. Everything is wired properly, but like I said, we're just gonna have to find out. So we're gonna be doing 1 to 2 pulls just to see if everything's looking good, and then we'll probably take it to the street and just launch it a little bit and see if it actually slips or not. And we can always play with it a little bit with the slippage, so we're just gonna have to see if it works first and then take it to the track and then actually dial it in over there. So let's get this thing working, and then we'll basically go from there. I really hope this works, guys, especially for the car's sake. I don't know, this is our last shot, and like I said, this is the last straw. And regardless if this traction controller stuff works or doesn't, tomorrow we're going to Toronto Motorsport Park, CJR event, and we're gonna launch the crap out of this thing and hopefully get a 10. If not, I don't know. We'll just have to find out. I don't know if this car is gonna make it. did not go well. We tried to calibrate the front speed sensor and we couldn't even get to the back because we couldn't even calibrate the first one. So like I said, the fuel tech is very finicky. Before we actually attempted to do this, we did a little bit of research and found out that it was possible, but I guess we have to look into it a little bit more. So basically, the way I see it is that was the last straw. Just like I've been saying throughout this whole video, that was the last straw. And that's it, guys. So today is the next morning and I'm headed to Toronto Motorsport Park. And like I said, we're gonna put this thing on the line regardless if we get the traction controller working or not. So what we did do is take a lot of timing out of first gear, a little bit out of second, so we can kind of minimize the spinning. But that's about it. We're gonna try it. So we're heading there right now. And like I said, this is all or nothing right now, guys. If we don't run a 10, that's it. This car is gonna get stripped. We might put the setup probably in the EG. That's what I'm thinking of right now. And we'll just cut our losses and probably end up selling the shell or just putting it in the scrapyard, probably where it belongs, because this car has been nothing but a nightmare for me for the past 2 years. Nothing but a nightmare. And I'm just very fed up. As you guys can tell, I'm super fed up with how everything is going on this car. It's always the worst case scenario. Nothing ever goes well. Nothing. So I'm just really tired. I tried my best. I can actually say if we do end up doing this, I have no regrets because I basically tried everything that I could and it just wasn't working. So today is basically gonna settle everything. If we're gonna do it or not. If we run a 10, I'm gonna actually stick with this car and figure everything out. But if we don't run a 10, that's it, guys. We're gonna have to part ways with the 8th gen, kind of salvage whatever we can, and probably stick it in the EG, just like I said, and then just move on, cut our losses and move on, because this chassis is just a nightmare. A nightmare. I don't know what it is about this car, but as you guys can see, even if you go through all my old videos from last year, the year before, nothing went well. Nothing at all. And I've been pushing and pushing to get this thing all dialed in. It's just not working, guys. So sorry for blabbing on for so long, but this is what the situation is as of right now. Let's see what we can pull off at the track. If not, that's it, guys. I'm just gonna be parting ways with that shell and moving on. So that'll be for a next video. Like I said, once again, we're heading there right now and let's see what's gonna happen. But that'll pretty much do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the disaster. I know I haven't, but yeah, that'll pretty much do it. We'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for the next video to find out if we're actually cutting our losses with the 8th gen or we're gonna be keeping it. Basically, if we're gonna run the 10 or not. Find out in the next video. Stay tuned. Peace out, guys.